Tonight with some politics, opinions continuing to roll in on Louisiana's special legislative session on tax reform. Political analyst Barry Irwin from the Council for a Better Louisiana, known as CABLE, offered his perspective this afternoon. He feels it was a very broad, wide-ranging ask by Governor Jeff Landry, and not all of it passed. So there might be a tendency by some folks to believe it was not successful.
But I think if you really look at, the major goal that I think the governor had, and certainly most all of the legislature, trying to do something to reduce income tax rates, both personal and corporate, they did that. And they did it in a way that, maybe is a little bit controversial in some ways, but they passed it. And then a further proposal is going to go to voters about teacher pay raises. So I think when you look at it as a whole, you'd have to say it was pretty successful.
Some lawmakers have said they believe the new tax plan will signal that Louisiana is now open for business and the floodgates could open for companies to relocate to the Pelican State.
I don't know about opening floodgates for businesses coming in. We've got a lot of challenges to deal with, and they're looking at everything. But that said, I think this does send a kind of message to people outside of the state that, hey, look, Louisiana's serious about things. They're trying to actually do some things, and this is kind of hard stuff to do.
Irwin says the tax moves will open some eyes and create opportunities, but as you heard him say, there's still a lot of work to be done. Now, just a few days ago, I shared with you Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy on the floor of the U.S. Senate. He was presenting legislation shared with Senator John Kennedy to rename a post office in Rayville, Louisiana, after Congressman Luke Letlow. Luke was elected to the U.S. House but died from COVID before he could be sworn in. His seat was eventually won by his wife, Julia. Today, in an unusually fast action, that bill was signed into law. The post office will now be known as the Luke Letlow Post Office, and I spoke with Julia Letlow this morning.
Well, I'm just so thrilled that Luke Letlow will have a post office in his name in Rayville, Louisiana, Richland Parish, where he grew up, and he has roots here. It means so much to him. I know it would mean so much to him to have this great honor. So I could not be more thrilled. I know his family. We all just feel an immense sense of pride and excitement about it.
In the not too distant future, there's going to be a formal dedication ceremony. But for now, this honor will rekindle some proud memories.
Absolutely. Luke loved Richland Parish. He's devoted so much of his time and energy to researching the history here and learning about his ancestors. I'm sitting on land that goes back 8 generations of his family. So I know that this would be so incredibly special to him. I know he's smiling down right now. So delighted that the federal government would choose to honor him in this way. And it's something that his grandkids and future generations will be able to look back on with pride.
We'll hear more from Congresswoman Letlow on upcoming Louisiana projects coming up in the next couple of days.